folks, man, this is Monk. We are back with another episode of Classes of Cinematics, and I'm joined as always with my co-host. We got Bobby Blockbuster
coming in fast. Yo, yo, yo!
Yeah, folks, man. So today's film is going to be an action-packed blockbuster that came out in June 10th of 1994. We're going to be talking about Speed. This is directed by, I don't know how to say this, John DeBont. I think this is a guy. All right.
Think of the guy.
So, in this film, Los Angeles police officer Jack anchors retired bomb squad member Howard Payne by foiling his attempt at taking hostages. In revenge, Payne arms a bus with a bomb that will explode if it drops below 50 miles per hour. With the help of spunky passenger Annie, Jack and his partner Harry try to save the people on the bus before the bomb goes off, while also trying to figure out how Payne is monitoring them. Mm-hmm. And just crazily enough, looking at this cast, I was surprised rewatching this. We got a lot of, heavy hitters or people that are real familiar in film. We'll start off with Keanu Reeves. He's our police officer. We also get Sandra Bullock, our heroic passenger. Got Dennis Hopper, who's the terrorist guy, the ex-bomb squad member.
Yeah, right.
Jeff Daniels. We got Glenn Plummer, OG Bobby Johnson. Joe Morton was surprising. He's a police captain, but he's also the guy that enabled Skynet to ruin our future.
Right? Right?
We also got Hawthorne James. I most remember him as Red in 5 Heartbeats. He was an evil guy, bro.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was.
We got a lot of people, man. Richard Lineback, you know what I'm saying? John Capodici. Shout out to my man. Hold up, where is he? I gotta go down to find him. They're not even showing him on the cash.
I got you covered.
Chon, bro.
Carlos Carrasco and Ortiz, aka Chon from Blood and Blood Out. You know what I'm saying? A1 Samaritan in this. A1 Samaritan. Yeah.
I feel like something happened between this movie that landed him in prison later to harass other inmates for their Chon. What happened to them, dude? What happened?
Hey, man, tragic events, man, they can change the course path.
PTSD from this bad reaction.
You don't know what I've been through, dog.
Yeah, it's a fun film, man. It's pretty crazy. It's wild, over the top, and this is like, a signature of action films, man. This is definitely on that list, man, of classics. Man.
It is. I mean, it's high octane adrenaline rush. It's fast paced popcorn flick. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't let off the gas. You know what I'm saying?
Literally,
literally, right? But what really works is the simplicity in the story is what makes this film excel. Because this is not one that we appreciate the story, and we'll get into that a little bit, but we don't watch this for the story. We watch it for the thrills. We watch it for all the action that this film provides, and it does not let us down.
Yeah, and the suspense, man. I think the setup is really great. I mean, we do have like the initial attempt at ransom that gets foiled, but then this bus scheme that Hopper's character comes up with is brilliant, even from a filmmaking standpoint. Like is he gets his passenger bus, puts a bomb on it. The bomb doesn't even arm until it hits 50 miles an hour.
Right.
And then if it dips below 50 miles an hour, then it's going to blow up, which creates a crazy, suspenseful situation. I love how we see it play out in the movie. Like, they keep showing the little speedometer, and then there's moments where it's like creeping up, or it's creeping back. It's like, and that's added to the tension.
Yes.
And the passengers don't know what's going on, so it takes a moment for them to get on board. And they're like, man, let me off of this bus. And all kinds of craziness. So it's a cool, boiler room kind of situation to put these characters in. It is.
But what also works for me is this movie is clocking it at 1 hour and 56 minutes, and they don't put us on the bus the whole time. Mm-hmm. They start us off with the first foiled attempt with the elevator heist, and what really works with that is because
love taking some hostages.
Yes, he does. That's what I'm saying. Like, it gives us a clear-cut view of these characters when it comes to Howard Payne, who's played by Dennis Hopper, and then Jack. I want to say his name's Jack Traden. Jack. We'll call him Jack. Keanu Reeves' character, the superhero SWAT cop, and. We see what they're both capable of and how far they're willing to go, with this elevator sequence, which is very intense.
It's intense, man. Shout out to Jeff Daniels, who adds to this thing as a partner in this. It's kind of crazy seeing him playing this role, even though he does have a little bit of comic relief, but it's not like later on where he's the super funny guy, but he's funny enough. Like, I love the hostage situation when Hopper has him, and this is one of my favorite parts. And he's like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "Bow." Keanu
Daniels shoots the hostage, but they had that conversation earlier, like because Daniels has a hypothetical conversation with Reeves. He's like, somebody's holding an airplane hostage, they holding up an airport or whatever, and they have a hostage. What do you do? And Jack was like, "Oh man, you shoot the hostage. Take out the person that they have that gives them leverage." Sure enough, comes in full play.
Yeah, and it's funny too because he's acting like he didn't see that coming. I'm like, yo, you guys just talked about this, and it's funny how that became something that appears later on in other films. They reference that moment because the new Bad Boys film. There's a moment like in that film where they shoot the hostage. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, man.
Another thing I thought was funny that Jeff Daniels' name in this film was Harry. His name was also Harry in Dumb and Dumber. So it's funny.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a cool setup, man. And like you said, it doesn't fully stay on the bus, but there are some really cool moments. But these characters, man, they're pretty cool. I think that's kind of at the center of this, man. Jackie's our gun-ho, really cool police guy, calm, but still has nerves of steel. But he also has a human side to him. He you see the way he's even handling the people on the bus, how he calms them down and relaxes them. I think that's kind of cool to put that element in there.
For them to be thrust into this kind of a crazy situation, and for him to have that that surfer dude calmness. It's like, damn, Ted grew up and became a SWAT team member, man. That was really dope. But that's what really works for these characters in this cast, because the story is definitely played through them, and what really works is that they're all just regular people. And
they're reacting in regular people ways.
And that's what makes it feel natural and organic, and also kind of for us as viewers, we can accept all of this other craziness that's going on around it because these people are relatable. But for every Jack, there's a villain, because like I said, Jack is a superhero, but Dennis Hopper,
makes this, man,
he gives a very, very chilling performance as Howard Payne, because he is also a regular guy who's at the end of his rope, and one day he just snaps. And what makes him scary is that there are people like this in the world. This is real-time relevant, and this is real life scary. People do this kind of stuff. Maybe not to this magnitude where they're strapping bombs to buses and all this stuff, but I mean, how many times have we heard of the crazy shootings that happen, or things just blowing up and
somebody just going postal.
How
work treated them,
and for him to really embrace this role and embody it. There are times where he comes off kind of like Hannibal Lecter, but there are other times where he just comes off like, bro, you just flat out crazy. And you are just a disgruntled individual,
he's
man.
He's great in this, man. I would say he's as good in this as Tommy Lee Jones was in Under Siege, man. They're just so good. Like you definitely remember, a lot of films have bad guys and not, you don't remember them later. He's as good to me as Rickman. Was that Rickman in Die Hard.
Yes, there you go. Yes, absolutely. And you know what? I like that, I love when a film leads with the villains first. You know what I'm saying? Before they show us our protagonists, they give us our antagonists, and we get Dennis Hopper right out the gate. He's rigging up the elevator and everything. This little just security guard doing his job. Hey man, what are you doing down here? He's like, oh man, let me check this paperwork. Screwdriver to the temple. I mean, it's like, damn, dude, he's relentless with his approach,
crazy,
and he just wants some money. And then, as we find out as the story goes, he is able to maneuver through these situations because he was once a bomb squad cop, and then he knows how to navigate through these situations because he's been there before, which also makes him even that much more terrifying because of his wherewithal and his know-how.
He knows what the police are going to do, their procedure and all that stuff.
And it's wild. But also I like Sandra Bullock as Annie in this, because she's like a palate cleanser, you know what I'm saying? She definitely, she waters down the testosterone and the adrenaline, and she's the one who kind of really gives this whole story an organic feel, because she's just a passenger on the bus. She's a woman on her way to work.
And she don't usually take the bus either.
She don't even,
car's messed up.
She don't want to take the bus. She's disgruntled. Like, you know how many people have to take the bus to work that probably don't want to, and then all the BS you got to go through on top of that. And then she has to end up driving it, keep it above 50. It's wild.
I love that you do get a big taste of the characters. Everybody's bugging out. The one dude is trying to holler at her. And she's like, you know what? There's gum on my seat, and
you know she improvised that.
That's crazy. That's good, man. That's good. But then it gets a little goofy though, man, because I was like, yo, come on, man. We got the gangbangers on the bus now.
No, you don't take me.
Yeah, he tried to shoot the driver. This is crazy.
Like, come on.
And this is all wild. We got to keep this bus over 50. You know what? I do got to suspend my disbelief a bit, because dog, there's no way you're gonna maintain 50 for. I guess they're on that bus in this movie for about 45, maybe 50 minutes. There's no way you're gonna stay above 50 in LA traffic, bro. Like as much as that we know about that, it's crazy. But you suspend your disbelief. And there's some fun stuff like do I stay on? Do I get off on the shoulder? He's like, get off. That kind of stuff. And it's just last minute split decisions. I love when we get to the jump. That gets crazy.
While we're under there, we just get into the action. The action is what really, really glues this film together. And initially, of course, the jump is the monumental moment in this film. But before we get to that, I love when Keanu Reeves first finds out that the bus is loaded with the bomb, and he's trying to track it down. He's on the highway. He's on foot. He's banging.
That's funny.
And then he ends up. You see OG Bobby Johnson driving in the Jag, and he's like, man, my car's not stolen. He's like, it is now. When he gets in the car, and starts dipping, and
it's funny because he's having fun at one point. It's like, oh man,
like, what a good move, man! It's so wild, because this is where the film definitely shifts gears, and it starts moving at a very fast pace, because we see that Jack is willing to do anything to save people, at the risk and the expense of his own life. And he ends up pulling up on the side of the bus, gets him to open the door and stuff, jumps on the bus. He's doing just all this crazy stuff,
because he's like, I'm a cop, stop. And then, show your badge. You know what I'm saying? Do something, my man. Like, you look crazy.
Everyone's looking at like, nah.
My man the driver's like, man, bump that. You ain't have to stop. I can't stop him. I hate when bus drivers do that. Like, you're not right at the stop.
You ain't have to stop.
And then people are going, I'm like, bro, I'm right here. Like, I'm like a few feet. I'm running late.
And not for nothing. If you close enough, you see that window. A lot of times they got a little smug ass smirk on their face. Like, you missed it.
Some of them jokers be mad, man. They be trying to get their kicks at work.
But then, like I said, after once he gets on the bus, there is just so much stuff that happens. With the bus dipping, and then you see OG Bobby Johnson, he wrecks his Jag, poor guy. Like, oh no! But then the bus, like when it gets off that off ramp, and then it hits all these water barrels and hits all the cars, and then when they got to hit that hard right at 50 miles an hour, everybody has to get to the left side. This stuff is just.
It's crazy how big these stunts are. Because they said his budget was about $30 to $37 million, and they put a lot on the screen, dude. Some of these sequences, like even stopping the traffic and the vehicle collisions, the stuff with the bus, and later on even the airport, they blow up an airplane, bro. Like, this is crazy, yo. They did all this.
It's cool because they said that this was actually where this was filmed. It was an unfinished highway in LA, so all of this was like scripted. Like they had to, every time they had to reshoot a scene, they had to start from scratch again, get all the cars to go the same way, same speeds and all this craziness. They said it was very.
It's probably a lot of drivers, so all these drivers are right here. There's stunt drivers.
They're just all stunt drivers.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's wild too. They said 2 days before they shot the Jag scene with OG Bobby Johnson, he lost his license.
Did he tell them?
Who knows how he lost the license or what? And then another thing I found out is that initially they didn't want to do the airport scene. They were trying to get rights to do that scene in LA Dodgers Stadium, but they couldn't get the rights.
How are they going to do it then?
I guess it would have been something. Stadium. It would have been just.
Oh, you mean the bus would have been driving around
the stadium instead of driving around LAX?
Yeah. That probably would make sense if you had like a one-way road, because you know at this point they're still trying to keep the bus over 50.
Yeah.
Which like I said, I love the middle of this film because that tension stays constant, man. There's probably one calm point where she does get to the airport and they're just circling, so they got time to think. But it's still like, what are we going to do? We still got this bus full of people. We're going to run out of gas soon. That's another issue.
Absolutely. Because, I mean, of course, after they hit the jump, the jump is the hold your breath moment.
Yeah.
You know, and I like that I was doing some research and they said that there was a show called Mythbusters. I don't know if it's still on.
Yeah.
But they actually did the speed bus jump, and they said there's no way humanly possible that it would have made it. So all those
the speed that this bus would have had to achieve.
The stuff that they had to do, they had to take off everything. They had to lighten it up, do all this crazy stuff. They said what they didn't plan for is that they were able to hit, I think, 67 miles, and they also put in a ramp, and the bridge was not really open. They did that digitally, but they said that it hit the ramp with such velocity and went so fast that when they had the camera set up, the tip of the bus went a lot higher than they expected, so that's why it goes off screen. They couldn't reshoot. They're like,
you gotta use that. So you get that takeoff shot, and then another shot that's kind of fake, where it's like sometimes in a movie where you see the actor jump, and then they kind of just shoot the shot.
They said he had 10 buses, and only 2 of them were used for the jump. I mean, some of them were used for the inside.
So they must have messed up. I want to see the ones that failed.
You know what I'm saying?
And they probably got like dummies inside that look like the people that are like the bodies inside.
Little crash dummies.
Wow. So I guess they had to rig up like a remote kind of situation where the bus is on, driving without a driver.
But another thing that was wild to me was after the jump scene when Keanu Reeves or Jack, he gets on that little, like, it looks like a mechanic.
Oh, the sled.
With the Goodyear tires, dog, going 50 miles an hour, he goes under his name.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
You love your job enough to be able to do something like that?
That's what I'm saying. Like when I looked at the budget, I'm like, yo, it's crazy that they even had all that stuff in here. That's kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
Even that sequence where he's under there, I guess he's looking for the bomb, trying to find a way to disarm it, but he can't figure it out. But it's still crazy. And then later on, they kind of use that to get the passengers off of the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Same situation, and that's where Ortiz, shout out to Stand Up Citizen, because he's the one who saves him. He's like, yo, open up this panel. He's down there. Save him. You know what I mean? Everybody else just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Only 2 people on a bus full of like 20 people stood up and actually helped out in Sandra Bullock and Ortiz.
This is rough though, man, because they all think they're gonna die, bro. They're just sitting there, They're just like, but some are taking it better than others. Others are just quietly sobbing. The woman is like, game over, man.
I was like, man, I'm a tourist. I ain't even from here. Why y'all put me
out here? Contemplating. It's like, if I jump out, it's gonna hurt, but I might live. We doing 50.
That's true. But then remember, the dude was like, no passengers can exit the bus.
Oh yeah.
Or the whole bus blows up.
Yeah. That's the thing we find out later, that he does have a camera on a bus and he's monitoring them. But
very sadistic. He's methodical with his approach. I mean, it's like, damn, But and it's wild because even as they progress through, and we see this bus go through everything except a ride through hell. Hell's fire. Actually, I mean, what a stand-up bus built like a tank. But after that, I like that they kind of take us off the bus, and we get another hostage situation in the subway.
It runs a little long, man.
It does.
I feel like it's like because the bus is you're on this thing so much, the tension is ramped up. It almost feels like, all right, the end should be coming soon. But then you realize, like, we still got to get the bomber. You can't just let him go.
But they actually said that when they did test runs of the film, they ran out of their budget. So when when they showed the initial test runs, the subway sequences were all like just animated stills.
It is high, bro.
Yeah,
mad shots composited. There's no way. That's gotta be a model that they finished that with or something.
No, it was a real bus. But yeah, so they said that they did the subway scene with animated stills, but the people that watched the promo enjoyed it so much that then they got more funding and was able to finish the money.
So they used the storyboards, I guess, to show what the conclusion
for the subway, which I think that's really cool because then it's kind of like the sandwich approach, man. You get the elevator, the subway, but then, with the majority of the film being on the bus. Because if the whole thing was on the bus, man, I just honestly don't think it would have worked. It's just too much bus.
Yeah. I mean, I would have probably kept the first half, but see, you still got to get Hopper. That's the main thing. You can't end this with just the terrorist guy being out there and never apprehended. So it makes sense to have that confrontation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it's crazy, man. This is still a wild ride, man. I think they did a sequel. I don't know how good that did.
Well,
was it on a cruise ship or something?
Yeah.
Go fast.
Keanu Reeves respectfully declined to be in the sequel. Sandra Bullock came in. They brought in my man Jason Patrick, aka Michael from the Lost Boys, which it's kind of bad. Michael took a hit because Speed 2 was the Cruise Control. Still goes down in history as one of the worst sequels that ever been made.
I've never seen it, bro.
So,
it just never did. It didn't look appealing.
You're not missing anything.
So after this, he went to do Bram Stoker's Dracula, Much Ado About Nothing. Even Kyle, they don't look like a good run. Actually, no, that's before Speed. My bad. So yeah, Johnny Mnemonic was after this, and then Walking the Clouds, Chain Reaction. It was kind of a dry spell, bro, after Johnny Mnemonic. Because Johnny Mnemonic, I think it's one of those cult films, but it wasn't overly well received. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, he had a double. I think he was dragging ass until Devil's Advocate. Then The Matrix comes and Replacements. Then he kind of gets back on.
Once he started wicking, he started killing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Then got the Matrix sequels. Hardball, I love that movie. You gotta get one of them in. If you a real actor, you gotta get the sports coach kind of thing in.
Yeah, that whole Bad News Bear themed. But this not only did this kind of put him on the front line, but it really helped Sandra Bullock's career. I mean, it put her on front page.
She definitely was the breakout star in this, I think. Because he was already a name, Jeff Daniels, but her, I think she probably benefited more than anyone from this thing.
Absolutely. And like you said, I mean, coming in off of a $30 to $37 million budget, but it grossed $350.5 million worldwide. So I mean, this was a blockbuster for its time. You know what I'm saying? And then plus with you adding all the heavy rentals and everything.
I mean, because I remember after this, she did The Net. Then Time to Kill. She's showing up with stuff. Speed 2,
Murder by Number.
Yeah. What else? Hope Floats. Practical Magic. These are things that she started. Getting her props for 28 Days, Miss Congeniality. She had a run, dude. But Speed definitely made her that household.
And also, I mean, this did win a couple of Academy Awards. It won for Best Sound and Best Sound Effects Editing. So I mean, it was getting some awards and stuff. It had a great score. Pulse pounding score, you know what I'm saying, ran parallel with all the action scenes and everything. But I think that also what really worked for it is the way it was shot. Because this was Jan de Bont's directorial debut, and he did this. He also did Twister.
Yeah. So Twister was right after this.
You look at those two films and you can see, okay, this dude has
Speed too.
And bring that up.
But interestingly enough, man, this guy, there was a little tidbit on Twister. Apparently, he was having problems with the cast and crew during that. I don't know what this guy's personality is like, but at one point, the entire cast and a bunch of the crew walked off of Twister. So they said Spielberg was a producer on this, and Spielberg flew in. And this is the crazy part. He said he never got off the plane. He said the dude Jan met him at the airport. He said Spielberg opened the door and cussed him the fuck out, and like get your shit together. And got back on the plane and flew out. And they said after that it was cool. It was smooth sailing. So I don't know.
You know,
wild, dude.
And I think what really kind of helped him as a director, I mean, because after this and Twister, he really didn't have anything that like was noteworthy too well. But the thing that really where he really excelled is he was a cinematographer before he was a director, and he started as cinematographer in 1971. But dude, look at this catalog. So in '83. He was a cinematographer for Cujo. He also had Die Hard under his belt, Black Rain, The Hunt for Red October, Flatliners, Lethal Weapon 3, Basic Instinct. I mean, these are just the films that...
He also cinematographer on that film Roar, which is crazy.
Yeah.
That's the one with the lions that was... And a lot of people got jacked up while they was making
it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so he definitely has an eye for, how shots are supposed to be shot. And, I was reading this little article, and he said that one thing that he always tried to do is make sure that you don't just capture the action and what's going on around the scene, but to make sure that you have the character or the actor, actress in the scene as well. And you see that in this where, something's exploding, but like when the bus explodes, Keanu Reeves was right there, but you still see the explosion. So things like that where, that's just a testament to a good, somebody that perfects their craft.
This wild, like, you gotta suspend your belief a little bit, because I'm looking at now they're bringing the sled out, and I was like, man, there ain't no damn way a police force is that creative and that like that's going on.
Or that somebody got that much machismo, dog.
That's your ass, bro.
Dude, there's not that much machismo in the world, dog. I would have had a heart attack soon when I got on that.
They gonna let him do this. Like it was funny to me how after the bus happens, that they let him go right back into the subway. I'm like, bro, you've been on this bus all day, grueling. You're tired. You alright? I mean, then you gonna still chase this guy?
He still had on his dingy ass white shirt and all. Like, I'm like, come on, dog, you ain't going to take a shower. Like, after all day on the bus with all this shit going on, you need to watch that day.
All the officers,
get a drink, maybe get a cheeseburger, get a shower.
This is movie magic, man. I'm not going to nitpick like that, but that kind of stuff always cracks me up. I don't hold it against the movie, but it's things that I noticed that are just funny to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're, of course, I'm not going to nitpick it either, but I mean, in this kind of a situation on a regular bus, somebody would have used the bathroom.
Yeah, dog.
Like, how come nobody had to piss out the window, dog? Like, you tell me you scared for your life and you ain't got to piss?
Yeah, you might have bubble guts in this situation, bro. You be sitting on a bomb.
No. Open that trap door real quick.
You're gonna see a splash of brown coming out the side of the window.
You smelled it, don't
it? Damn, yeah, this is wild, man. Well, I think we can wrap this thing up, man. This has been fun watching this thing.
Absolutely,
talking about it, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man, go watch this, man. It's a classic. It's just crazy that it's not streaming on anything right now with all these services. Oh, Stars?
Stars.
What?
It's streaming on
they
Stars.
Must have just added that, dude. Like,
yeah.
I was looking last week.
Like I dug it out off the shelf, but then I saw that it was on Stars. So anybody who wants to get some rewatch, but hey, you can't get this free stream. But dude, the rewatchability is there. This is a fun film. Especially by the age that we're at now, we've seen all of the Fast and Furious films, and films in this likeness that I don't think that they emulate this film, but they definitely took some ingredients from this film as far as how they're done and everything. And that's okay. You know what I mean? Because like I said, popcorn flicks are popcorn flicks. You don't take this serious. You just make sure your couch has a seatbelt, buckle up, and enjoy the ride, man. Don't go over 50.
Don't go under. All right, folks, man. That's it, man. Make sure you subscribe to us, man. Like the channel. Tell your friends about us. Check us out on Instagram at Classic Cinematic. You can catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter and Instagram.
And it's Bobby Blockbuster. As always, you can catch me on the next show, but you won't catch me on the public transportation.
All right, so we out of here. Peace.